My 29F cousin Frankie, 33M, and his wife Nora, 32F, have been married almost 15 years. They got married a couple weeks after Nora's 18th birthday. Last weekend they announced to the family at a get-together that they were having a second wedding in September, as they were now in a position where they could afford to finally celebrate their marriage with friends and family the way they wanted to. When they married originally, it was just the two of them and two friends at the courthouse. But Nora had always wanted the big fancy white wedding. Now usually this wouldn't be a problem. I'm happy for Frankie and Nora and excited to get to attend their wedding. However, the date they picked is the day before my wedding. My fiancé, 29M, have been together for 9 years and have been planning our wedding for the last 3 years. We've have our date and venue booked for 2 years. Our save the dates only went out last month. When they announced their date, I asked Nora privately if they were joking with the date they had picked. Nora looked at me really confused until I pointed out they were having their second wedding the day before my wedding. Nora told me that the date they'd chosen was the date they'd met in high school and it was an important date to them. Later on, Frankie asked me why I wasn't happy for them, and I told him that it was rude of them to have their second wedding the day before mine. I told him that he had essentially ruined my wedding because no one is going to attend 2 weddings in a row on a weekend, especially not our elderly grandparents. Frankie apologized and said he didn't know our wedding date when they booked it. He told me that they weren't going to move the date and had the gall to suggest that I move my wedding if it mattered that much to me. I snapped and told him that it was tacky to have a redo wedding because they decided to get married on a whim at 18 with barely a penny between. Frankie got mad with me. He and Nora left shortly after. That night, Frankie and my aunt, his mom, sent me angry messages telling me that I know why they got married so young. Nora came from an abusive household. She was essentially the punching bag for her brother, and her mother let the abuse continue. They married because Nora and Frankie saw it as her only way out. My aunt and Frankie have since told other family members who are mostly mad that I suggested Frankie move his second wedding. Some think that given he's already married, then he should move it. AITA for asking my cousin to move the date of his wedding? ETA, my save the dates didn't go out until last month. However, my family have been aware since we booked it. We've got a family group chat that Frankie is in, and I posted it there.